Приветствую, друзья! Последний раз мы остановились на том, что мы поспали в Уайтчепеле и прокачали навыки. Я поставил себе эти навыки. Конечно, без сомнения, ярость вместе с теневым туманом смотрелась бы интересней. То есть при совмещении АУЕ урон на 450 это довольно-таки неплохо. В то время как туман дает только 600 на... но все-таки хотелось бы посмотреть. Хотелось бы посмотреть, насколько он крут. Как он вообще выглядит. И также невидимость я пока сменил на кровавый барьер, чтобы просто глянуть опять. Насколько он интересен. Так. Я посмотрел, как прокачивается гипноз, почитал, и пишут, что только по сюжету. Это, конечно, как по мне, полный бред и вообще весьма странное решение. Но... Так, значит, сейчас мы бежим искать Дариуса Петреску. И, собственно говоря, по-моему, это не выход, это, по-моему... Не помню, какая дверь ведет к скалям. Да плевать. Это... О! Блин, у меня это на откате. Вообще, я бы с удовольствием сменил бы, конечно, дубинку на меч. Как-то это изящнее, что ли, смотрелось бы. Странное такое убежище, где сзади двери прям сидят постоянно два скаля. Кстати говоря, если что, сегодня, вероятно, сегодня еще на канале появится продолжение, минимум одна серия, вот не знаю чего, Пилларсов по Blade Runner. Наиболее вероятно Blade Runner и, возможно, коротенькая серия про... Пока не уверен только. Вообще, может так случиться, что вообще ничего не появится, а будет несколько серий Вампира, потому что вот у меня игрушка зацепила, и на самом деле... Что же там будет, да? Вообще, блин, эту штуку надо из стелса. Блин, мне нравится. Эй, что ты? Зачем? Что злой-то? Надо так. Причем, что интересно... Здесь.
When science fails you, this elixir.
Maybe it's time to see if this Christina is still working nearby.
Good evening, sir. Do you remember?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say, a live tenant's a paying tenant.
Вот так-то.
Since I took an oath to help people...
Well, seen better days, that's for sure. But it was bound to happen with all these refugees about.
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds. Take this, in any case.
What? You give me this for free? Don't have a clue about this place, do you?
Я хороший парень, в отличие от тебя, чувак.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy Crane, bless her soul.
Has she treated you?
No. When I need a checkup, I'd go to a bloody doctor, not some back alley clinic full of sick.
Какой-то вредный дядька.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here.
Why should I be sad now? They've always...
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these...
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I
Так
intend
ты
to
ж
stay
сам
so.
простывший.
What help could I possibly be to...
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family. Doc.
А если меня деньги интересуют?
I'm no saint, but to take advantage as you do, you are a despicable man who could only prosper in these dark times.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reed tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamborough shit.
What is your business exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of what...
I see. And what about those who...
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune.
In other words, you take advantage.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Не, ну жизнь может не черно-белая, но тут и
What's
явно
your honest
козел.
opinion of the increasing violence in London?
Стопроцентный.
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
Ну тут он прав.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you.
Ай, вкусненький мой. Дотяни до 1000-то хоть.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Не жрать же тебя за 650 экспы.
What do you want?
Да ладно,
Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
There is no Dorothy Crane here.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. I must insist, sir. Please let me see Nurse.
I have no time for you, sir.
Нет, 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 нет. Я пошутил, нет.
I must insist, sir.
I haven't.
Да, я понял, что ты. А, вот она.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him
Логично.
entry.
Зачем делать пропуск?
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me
Кому ты
just
нужен, блин,
downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Вмашь ему, вмашь. Давай. Давай. Ну вмашь ему, слышь.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few...
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so...
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say?
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most.
May I ask what you do?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too
думал,
afraid
что
of being
Уайтчепеле
stabbed in the
дорогой
back.
район.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrant.
Goodbye, Mr.
Жирный на
Peterson.
опыт.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my ware.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night...
Right then. Show me...
Fancy buying?
You never... Have you heard of a nurse called...
Nurse Crane. So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty...
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea
Ирландка.
Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Блин, такие жопушники. Есть хоть пара нормальных людей?
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me...
How is business?
Business?
I see.
It's no secret.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war?
Violence is increasing in the...
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that. In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men...
Где опять?
Goodbye for now.
I know it's hard to believe, but this district has always been wretched. And let your guard down.
You again? What do you want this time?
Мне нравится его крови.
How did you become the local bully everyone...
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Чего так? Кажется, ну тут...
I know it's...
Нет, что этот
buying
Льюис
something, sir?
You
Гандон,
never
это,
lose
блин,
your
не знаю.
focus, do you?
Уверен. Птички не скрывается.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life. Especially after the loss.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Goodbye for now.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Time to pay, one way or another.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a
You're
look.
late.
Don't be afraid.
Where's my money?
Вон там опять баба.
Time to pay, one way or another. You're late. Where's my money?
You again?
Мы же про его жену узнали, почему мы не можем?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like...
Недружелюбные.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to...
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Вампир не может сам зайти. Чем?
It's locked.
Как это так? Шансы. Какие это вас? Много? Я уже не помню.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be...
Do you need any medical help, young?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I
Или
don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Дай отсюда.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
Да.
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky. You know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved
Смотрю,
here.
блин, у вас тут...
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just...
I don't go outside.
Ёб
It
твою
terrifies
мать.
me so. I went outside once without my father.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the...
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Похольного. Как папаша потом?
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Ну, другого кого-нибудь боялись. Не, ну так-то он прав, конечно.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. But I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Психологом надо быть. Была где-то теория, что... Это весело.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Видишь, боксер.
You again? What you...
Harry doesn't seem happy living in White.
I've always put my son's interests above everything else. Whatever he may think.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little.
Я понимаю, что так,
My
конечно,
sweet Jane.
Сломленных
She
людей.
gave the boy confidence.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Судя по разговорам твоего сына, он только рад бы.
Goodbye, Mr. Peter.
This district has always been wretched. Don't let your guard down, sir. Fancy bye.
You never... What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs the...
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look, don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look, don't be afraid.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be
Какое лицо
quick,
у неё рябое.
though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Ты тоже переутомилась, бедолага.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
На тебе
It
смазочки.
depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crasciunescu.
Крачунеску.
She came from Romania like me
Romania
and
вообще.
many
Ни
others.
хрена
You
себе.
seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Умка. Блин, классный акцент такой.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them...
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Да. Бытуха у вас тут веселая.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Goodbye, miss.
Тоже какой-нибудь у нее ребенок. А можем запрыгнуть? Почему ты не можешь перепрыгнуть через стену, что ли? Нет, хорошо. Присту.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Так, давайте сначала это вот. Я думаю, Приста тут и останется, а вот это может...
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby.
О, Клейтон Дарби.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Мне интересно, а разве у негров в то время не было проблем? Будет... Нет, наверное, уже... Ну ладно.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza?
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
If no one stops it, this epidemic could turn into a scourge. It may kill more people than the war itself.
Yes, this is another kind of war, but just as deadly. History will judge us all for what we did and what we did not.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than
Ночи
once from
спрячется.
frenzied
Если не
mobs
улыбаться и глаза
incensed
закрыть,
by
то
the
не видно
fever.
ничего будет.
Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Это Скали, чувак, забей.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many
Тебя же,
reporters
блин,
do the
упыри
same
какие-нибудь
during the
сожрут.
war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so
клёвый
many
вроде
untold
малый.
stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the...
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only
Изменится,
improve.
чуваки,
And now that
изменится.
women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Я вам базарю. Отсюда из 2018-го я вам базарю.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid.
Это будет
They are
пучком.
wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a
Ooh.
doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Это тут рядом.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Надо посмотреть, есть ли почтовый ящик рядом с их домом. 5 клочьев. Хотя, блин, это глупо. Раздать.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you,
У меня
Doctor.
нету, по-моему.
Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
I will see you later.
Напомню. Потом вперед. Блин, думал, что вперед.
Goodbye, Mr.
Черт. У нас тут рядом. Ладно, сначала поговорим с Пристом.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming...
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed,
посмотри мне в глаза,
and I
они у
just
меня
have a
красные.
few questions.
A scientist? You are much more
Это да.
lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Не люблю Пристов.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary
А что,
moral
остальные за
fibre.
член хватаются тут же? Блин,
Why
Прист,
do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in our country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Ах ты псина сексистская. Иста точно.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just...
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Инквизиция.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once
Да, он
this
хочет
city
город
has
сжечь
risen
ведь.
from the ashes,
Так, этого
hardened
мужика
and
надо сожрать.
purified by the flames.
Точно. Сейчас ведь 20 век, чувак, сейчас 21 век, и та же самая херня творится. Забей.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad. And dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless
Да,
butcher.
Тристана надо сожрать
A
срочно.
small-time
Его получше
Torquemada.
узнать.
The
Побольше с
Savonarola
него
of
выпить.
Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
What do you mean when you say that I am more...
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what...
But you are seeking answer.
Ну, мы это уже говорили же.
I am. But the... What do you mean?
All
Quite a...
but you.
Well, what do you mean?
The beast.
I... Good evening.
It's
Have you any friends? Any family left?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son.
Ты его и попросишь.
He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Как самому наклад. Вкусный.
I have heard an...
Царство. Только за... Всем плохо, да? Всем ужасно. Ух ты, бедненький, как ты мучаешься. Тут сзади церкви, блин, не весело. Идите вот там жить. Вот это вот эти и крики издает, как... Высунешь, что он тебя увидит, он еще дверь там... Ах. Открывай ворота. А.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to...
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best in...
Really? Are you an artist?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your...
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
No.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my...
If some misfortune came upon you...
Well, you, for a start, my dear Doctor.
Do you need medical attention?
It may be wise to let you...
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more...
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the...
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And
most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Подлера косишь.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty.
What?
Just like...
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Не знаю.
Perhaps
Нет.
you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Хорошего района.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to...
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
О, да, даже квест появился. Что в ящике писем. Сейчас.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Whitechapel is not just disease, desertion, and despair. Oh, Camellia, the silent flower of Whitechapel, an angel made flesh, I tell you. Flesh, I tell you.
Ну.
Oh, Camellia, the silent flower of Whitechapel, an angel made flesh, I tell you.
Интересно. Раз. Понять, что это время. Кажется, данной книги была бы совершенно неуместной. И поскольку вы отказываете. Решили выбрать второй вариант. Какой гордый поэт. Этот цветочек. Или первая симпатичная дама будет мне, как Дракуле, в кого-то влюбиться. Ай, нет, можно же выйти. Ну, линию у этого поэта безумного. Хотя, может, ему даже понравится, он будет больше страдать, видя, как его возлюбленная сгинет в руках вампира. Это закат. Небольшой букет, в котором... Любопытно. Причем Камелия делает раскид. Важно любопытно. А потом пойдем. Дариуса Петре. Мои дорогие Петти. Так жаль, что у вас несколько месяцев. Вы все еще. Я на свой преклон. Это означает, что, вероятно, я вас больше не вижу. Не говорите моими дети. Знаете, на какие жертвы нужно идти, чтобы изменить? Вот жертва, которую узнал. Долго и счастлив.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage.
Чё втираешь, чувак? Я бы тоже лучше пожил в Англии, чем в Румынии. Давай не отмазывайся, честно.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Далеко ты
I'd
симпатичный
like to
был.
ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
Содержательный диалог.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
5000 XP, вау.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well.
Спрашивать у нее что-то довольно-таки
Hello again.
бессмысленно. Куда ты в стену идешь? Чё? А мадам-то такая себе. Ходит в стену, чуть не разговаривает. Блин, жалко эти лавки мясные закрыты. Так. Надо не забыть сделать лекарство от переутомления. Да нафига я сюда зашел-то? Ну елки-палки. И тут ничего. Это прям досадно. А, стоп, стоп. Следит за кем-то. Мужчина.
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily
Ладно, давайте сделаем сейчас лекарство.
routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Забыл. Моя тайная лаборатория.
How long have we known each other? We even used to be
А,
neighbours.
блин, там еще и через загрузку же. Оперный театр, что ж я все не туда хожу? Опять боят. Этот домовладелец-то.
Who distribute flowers at this hour of night?
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
А, в смысле? По-моему, вот это вход. Средства от переутомления, парочку. Сейчас. Вылечим нахрен весь город. Раз когда поспим, чтоб поднялось хотя бы до стабильного состояния все. Так. Будем, собственно говоря. Или, может, пули ожили. Отдохните, ищите убежище. Погладь кота, сука. Ёб твою мать, опять ты. Всякие. Знаете, как ее покупать? Так. Понимаю. Можно идти. Понял. Что ты бежишь? Есть этот глюк. Водички начинает. Париж. Плотнее присматривать.
Turn around, sir. Best turn around if I were you. It's a leech! Kill it! He's dead!
Ёб твою мать!
We have to stop it!
Хера себе. Выломилась, блин. Так что не от меня пахло. У меня. Дрянь жуткая. лежал вот тут. Топорик. Ну, погляд. А здесь. Чака. Неожиданно ходишь, такая уши на тебя. Пыр. Пыр. Да не беги ты ко мне. Есть у нас про. Спина не вижу. Ну как. Думаю, этого. Ща. Ай, блин, не успел. Черт. Пошли вроде по утке. Что тут? Это на что-то должно быть. Чего нет?
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take
Как вы нашли?
Blinded by your false faith,
Сливается с
imprisoned by your
темнотой.
daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Блокировка. О! Так,
Good evening, Doctor.
чуть.
Do you need a...
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught you in my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risk.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Так. Так. Какой вопрос? Не этого. Чем? Так. У этого. Слим. А, мы могли отцу вручить. Блин. Это интересно. Это Сэмюэля А, хотя вы должны. Окей. Пушки и не только забрать коробку. Давайте глянем пока. Ну ладно. Рядом. А это минимум этот клуб. И найдем Альберт. Для этого пойдем дальше по.
Soon the time will come when you will all be judged for your sins. Even now, he judges you.
А, так это и есть эти мастерские. Я так проморгал-то. Ой, Барретт, как мне дорого. Паренек. Старых, где у нас все мне понял во время. Ну, блин, у тебя нет ведьмачьего чутья. Даже еще гляну. Ну как вот такие квесты, господи. Здорово. Так, он сделал коробку текст. Логика. Чего? А, нет, блин. Понимаю. И... Здесь, допустим. О. Тут, я так понимаю, что уже нет. Я не знаю, почему это ломаю, ни разу ничего не вышло. Одной. Упорно продолжаю пытаться. Все это дело слабо. Так. Здесь нет. В шинах. Ой, если б я был бы коробкой.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost.
Марат, мне нелегко говорить. Процедур для кота. Мы снова на месте. Так. Да, по-моему, Джо сначала убил бы Баррета. Нам было хорошо вместе, но давай на чистоту, я никогда не стану Джейн Льюис. Ты это знаешь, я тоже. Поэтому я разрываю наши отношения прямо здесь и сейчас. Если ты согласен, то когда-нибудь наверняка снова сможем быть счастливы. И Джо, и я. Тогда мы сохраним самую важную часть нашей жизни. Я надеюсь, что ты видишь меня. Всего тебе хорошего, Джи.
A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife addressed to Barrett Lewis.
Если рассказать об этом Джо,
Who should I give it to, I wonder?
мне кажется, он убьет брата. Мне кажется, он убьет его. Я потеряю кровь. Но все же мне любопытно. Думаем. Так, коробку мы шли, и все. Можно. Вопрос в том, кому отдать. Сколько в тебе крови? 4000. Нет, так-то понятное дело, что я бы отдал, может быть, и ему. Но вопрос в том, что... Вопрос в том, что мне просто интересна реакция Джо, как это повлияет на Джо.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Он, кстати, точно знает об этом.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Есть такое подозрение.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Он же говорил на тот момент, когда мы с ним разговаривали, с Джо, он сказал, что вы думаете, типа, он нормальный чувак, да он козлина, типа. И после чего-то же они поссорились.
You again?
I think the documents in this box could be of some...
Really? Where'd you...
I found it in an abandoned building nearby. I thought you might want to keep these letters.
Let me see. Letters about my boy. Thank you, sir.
You do not appear surprised or pained by this.
Surprised about what? Harry's my son, I'm his father, and that's all there is to know, don't you think?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Here's a little something for your trouble. And to remind you to keep your mouth shut about all this.
Да. Интересно теперь, что было бы, если бы отдать это дело Джо. Ну, хотя, мне кажется, ничего бы не было. Он бы сказал, либо спасибо, я там убил. Это же и так была его коробка. Знал, что в этом письме.
Goodbye,
новой информации не получил с этого.
You never... Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Да, новых реакций никаких нет. Так, ладно, пойдем вылечим этого паренька с переутомлением. Только вспомнить бы, где он, честно сказать. Я не помню, потому что вообще. Так, это можно зайти. Давайте зайдем, кстати, к сыну этого. Сыну Джо.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Ой, да ладно, хорош тебе страдать.
So,
I'm not bothered.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday.
Why are you sad then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realize he's as sad as me now.
Так правильно, блин. У отца сын, который постоянно ноет бесконечно. Тому и так нелегко. Ну, полегче, чем многим. Зара нет.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked.
Как говорится, был старый такой детский анекдот. Ну, не знаю, насколько детский. Мать говорит сыну, только что получившему наказание, что поверь мне, бить тебя мне так же больно, как и тебе. На что сын обиженно отвечает, да, но не в том же. Как бы тут тоже дело такое. Может, конечно, морально и тяжело быть. Понимать, что у тебя не самая лучшая работа. Но как бы... Думаю, когда тебя трясут, это еще потяжелее. Где же этот паренек? Бенджамин Палмер? Я думаю... Блин, у меня колец этих вообще уже как грязи просто. Это интересное место. Опытное. Я так понимаю, путь уже в город, да? Вот это.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now,
Ладно, блин, любуйся.
Do you need us?
please. Feeling
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it.
very funny.
Так, окей.
Goodbye.
Тех, кого могли, пролечили. Добрый доктор Айболит. Всех, блин, сука, исцелит. Так, что еще вот сюда сейчас? Просто... Сундучок тут принык. Как-то было ощущение, что не зря.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
This district seems to get uglier
К этому
every year.
ручке. Господин Петреску.
Just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Давай, на
Sir,
кулачках.
wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you
Откуда
are.
знаешь, какой я?
You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see
Давно
Dorothea.
бы так.
Don't make me regret this.
Шиллинги. Блин, я таким тоном говорю, что, блин, наверное, актуальнее было бы говорить таким тоном что-нибудь типа шекель. Так. Таблеток. Шел вот сразу таблетки. Я просто посмотритесь. Древние врыкалаки. За время, что я провел в Арине, там на его выжженной земле я искал след вампиров. Вспоминает Амградоту в своей 4. И лично я убежден, что эта часть станет много тайн. Многие полагают, что в Санторини даже сегодня больше вампиров, чем в любой другой части мира, даже больше, чем в Карпатах. Не может быть. Жители острова считаются специалистами по выслеживанию вампиров или врыкалаков. По местным преданиям врыкалак — это мертвец, который не разлагается пока. Лицо сохраняется как раз. Он может войти. Ну-ка, обращайся. Врыкалака, но он может превращаться. Меня пора название. Греки называют его Врикал. Сербы Вукадлак. Да, мои дорогие. Я написал всего несколько слов. Тело уже бегут мурашки. Лично я убежден, что здесь нам противостоят. Возможно, они недостающее звено в цепи. Современными вампирами и существами, которые были до них. Господь даст мне достаточно. Только... Ковер, конечно, может.
Perhaps I should look into it.
Отдай свои шиллинги.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across.
We've not been formally introduced.
I am Darius Petrescu.
Do you need some help?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor. It must be...
С бронхитом ты б долго не проходил.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about
Тут есть хоть один какой-нибудь богатый район?
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nither?
Yes. His manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, polite...
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an
Аж слюнки
angel.
потекли.
She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
О, правильно. Нормальный чувак. Он влюблен в революцию.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Review.
Tell me...
I do not...
Все узнали о Камиле. Чё ты мне подсвечиваешь?
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for...
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better...
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but... Thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. But I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Goodbye, Mr.
Конечно, персонажи в игре сделаны приятно. Не так много, чтобы прям безумное количество реплик было, но при всем при этом. Вот так вот. При всем при этом в небольшом количестве реплик укладывают складывается довольно-таки неплохой сюжет, история персонажей в какой-то мере. Как ты даже проникаешься немножко. Риллинг. Кто там хочет пить? После того, как за вампира поиграешь, на фразу «хочу пить», начинаешь реагировать очень нервно. Как тут много всяких лекарств можно понаделать. Мать. Разлам. Не опять нет. У вас зеркала бракованные, на каких-то я отражаюсь, на каких-то. Моя милая Доротея, когда ты прочтешь это письмо, я уже буду на корабле, который отвезет Антона и меня обратно в Брасов. Англия не для нас, а если честно, я мечтаю поскорее увидеть гордые холмы Трансильвании. Когда вернемся, я поставлю свечку в черной церкви за то, чтобы ты пережила эту страшную эпидемию. Знаю, ты не одобришь мое решение, ты намерена помогать нашим товарищам в Ист-Энде, но Антон мечтает вернуться на родину и увидеть, как начнется долгожданная революция. Он мой муж, и я не покину. Мы с тобой часто спорили, ты хотела бы, чтобы я осталась с тобой и помогала в клинике, но помни, если с тобой что-нибудь случится, если ты попадешь в беду и тебе будет грозить опасность, я немедленно вернусь в Лондон, с Антоном или без него. Пожалуйста, вспоминай меня так же часто, как я. Нежно любящая тебя сестра. Мило. Вот забавно в какой-то момент узнать, ты так ходишь, собираешь лекарства, потом какую-нибудь ночь спишь, и у тебя падает, причем очень сильно падает этот самый спокойствие. Ща, подожди, подержи его. Ща я приду. Ща приду, блин, ща все нормально будет, не волнуйся. Ща.
What do we have here?
Блин, я мимо хотел
Patient Raz
пройти.
Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air.
Vampyr
Scalpel.
превращается.
Hand me that scalpel.
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see.
Так. Прогнать ее. Можно выпить типа его кровь.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Живи, сука! Да ты охуел, блядь! Блин, надо было хоть кровь с него выпить.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Yes. We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in
Слышь
your
ты,
log?
блядь, чё ты
Is this how the
выебываешься?
war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Вероятно, если бы я попросил ее уйти, если бы, конечно, она ушла, можно было бы просто
I
сейчас.
doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. To what do I owe this courtesy?
It's locked, all right.
I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Главное, что нет других.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, Are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Да нет, в отставку. Она подавала убивать.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
О, гипноз наконец прокачался. Район пострадает в результате ваших действий. Хреново. А какой там вариант был? Чтобы она пошла, чтобы она в отставку подала. Ну тут, по-моему, вообще в любом случае район пострадает. В отставку, если она подаст, то есть не будет врачом. Она не будет врачом. Ну, она бы тут, наверное, могла продолжать лечить. А чем отличается? Что сейчас ему мешает продолжать лечить? Что-то не совсем понял. Логика ста. Блять, поликлинику, блять, приперся. Да вы охуели вообще-то, ладно. Вы чё, псы попутали? Блять, нате, дубинка попала. Ёб твою мать. Что я тебе не знаю? Что это было? Ну ты спокойно. Я же не личность. Чё, псы попутали? Как они сюда ворвались? Может, это из-за того, что я поотпирал вот эти калитки? Блин, вот если действительно из-за того, Вообще просто. Если это влияет. Слышь, дед.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Как их пустил-то?
Hello, doctor.
Чё?
Yes?
Блять, там тут.
Tell me... Tell me...
Шел.
Goodbye.
Ну ок. Я что думаю, мы... Хотя это два важных. Ладно, что делать? Будем искать чувака. Что по главному квесту продвинуться.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay.
Pay me a glass and I'll be generous. Pay me a bottle and I'll be...
Стоп, вампир. Правда, тут мужик орёт. Кладбище.
Sorry, sir. No admittance.
Прелесть укуса даже не в том, что ты там донат наносишь или еще что-то такое делаешь. Ты за это время устанавливаешь выносливость. Что штука, блядь? О, бля, еще бля. Это еще и упыри, ёб твою мать. Да пошел нахуй. Ты, сука, охуел вообще. Так, мы шли снизу. Мы шли отсюда. Ну, сначала наверх пойдем. Правильно? Мимо пройдет. Думал, вдруг удастся тебя не убить. Ёб вашу мать! Псих с крестом, бляха. Ёб твою мать! Братиш, ты чё? Чё жестишь-то? На, бля. Идите нахуй, а?
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Точненько. Этой игры хочется поесть горячего борща. Не знаю, кому. Наиграешься весь, пишешь весь, маш зябка. Тут выскочили два и выходите. Хоть тут чит. Что за местность? Пацаны. Кто такой? Мне просто скажет. Ты меня заебал. Стеной шарф. Ну, румынский. Иринга. местных было. Теперь тут всех сожрали. Ощущение, на самом деле, что Vampyr собственный город уже питают. И моя вкусняшка.
This is despicable.
Чё? Я вот сейчас, я вот этот навык, который чего, тот, что повышает, что? Как? Ой, типа, полз. Как пальцы, нормально? Как засосал, так засосал. Насмерть. На тебе нужно. Шиллинг. Место где? Бомбы воевали. Нехуя. Вы туда пройдите, там упырей как грязи. Стоите, долбитесь к людям. Слышь, придурок? Ты вообще нормально? Блять, прям в лицо. Что ж ты за Кричишь, как девчонка.
I can't believe I'm doing this. А-то я и не приметил.
Да, блядь, что ж такое-то, а? Разговаривай. Карантин. Он забыл. Шиллинг. Это вот это.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
All right. I shan't insist.
Блин, какое же шикарное имя для... Ну, я считаю, это просто лучшее вообще. Волшебно. Просто волшебно. Блин. Просто согласитесь, так именно просто... Окей, видимо. Если выбрала ее при рождении. Кто-то привел. Чуть-чуть крови. А как бы такой себе вампир, я не могу перейти через...
This is despicable.
Эту Классно раду. Смотрим, сколько у нас. Пошли. Три, лучше 4. Еще. надо прокачать себя. Минимум для того. Идите по... И он... Я думаю, мы лучше какой-нибудь там дробовик. Когда не устал. можно что-то. Так, как... Очень хотел надеть. На какую помощь? Эй! Какие-то... Вот дальше когда. Сейчас попробую одну вещь. Через... блин, как же это бесит, а? Думать как... Это так тупо. Best shot. посмотрим, может.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell. Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Ну, ты знаешь, я тогда не знал твою фамилию.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if...
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
У меня нет особняка. Ну, а в остальном...
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Чайся. Подсказка не... В смысле? Глюк.
Goodbye, miss.
Что, я мог не
Take care
отдавать?
of yourself,
Причем
as best you
у
can.
Клейтона, может... Надо было. Чего? Ничего нового нет.
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
This district seems to get uglier every year.
As long as you have the money. Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even
Good evening, Ben.
I'm afraid...
You don't seem well, Benjamin.
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I can try to help your body heal, sir. But you must stop.
The war destroyed me, Doc.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer.
Чмо.
To all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Меньше пиздим, больше.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Get them weapons ready! We found... Christ! He's dead!
Сожрал.
Kill it, boy!
О! О!
Burn it, boys! It's a leech! Burn it! Leeches. You'll pay for this, you ugly fucker! Cross the leech, boys! Let's see how it likes a bit of fire! Roasting alive!
Да бляха-муха.
Stand!
помахал. Ощущение, что игра именных... Это квартира. Или настоящий. Мы бы никогда не сняли эти уши.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
What prevails in the end, I wonder? The desire for blood, or to be of service to man?
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you.
Так, ну эту сучку я бы убил.
You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
50 шиллингов. О, блядь.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
За квесты дают всякую херню. Дали бы что-нибудь? Какой-нибудь мэчик красивый.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our
добрый парень, кстати. Он тоже добрый.
Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I
Я же
take
вот, блин,
no
только одного
pleasure
лишил,
in
и то
taking a
по
life.
случайности. Охотя на охотников убиваю.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now. And 27
Ой, боже, вампир кокетничает.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
What type of vampire is a Scar?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Чуть не особо до хрена вопросов.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This is...
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
Так вы посмотри, сколько вас расплодилось.
What is it you fear?
Такую подворотню не зайдешь, везде
Fear
по
has
2,
long
по 3,
since
по 5
flown this
вампиров.
form. But there is something malevolent circling us.
Yeah.
I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
Может, ты мне их расскажешь?
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night.
Создать вампира и бросить
We
его
are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
У него десна кровоточили, может, когда он меня кусал. Случайно.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Ну, как бы не густо, конечно, рассказал.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but... are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
A vampire?
Блять, тупой вопрос, ну ладно.
What we...
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as...
So we are Ekons?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I bid you farewell, for now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Yes, Jonathan?
May I ask?
Please do.
I bid...
Упырша проклятая. Я-то думал, чё надо...
Good evening. Good evening. I'd wise choice.
15. Просто почему-то кажется, что может быть еще что-то получше в будущем. Я, наверное, ну, как бы какой смысл? Я все равно не пользуюсь дробовиком. Ай, блять, ёб твою мать, блять, я почитать хотел про него. Опять оно. Блять. Это же урон. Похер. Стойкость. $15. Повысить плюс 12. Меньше. Ты его не можешь заточить в том. В любом случае будет минимум решение. Лекарство. Пойдем в порт. У нас была здесь, увернулась, окей.
I wonder what you're...
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
And I'm glad to meet you too, mortal. I see things much more clearly since I escaped those hunters. And that includes you, Jonathan.
Do you require my services?
My condition cannot be understood by you, mortal.
Well, until the day science finally...
Thank you, Doctor. Your efforts are admirable, though laughable.
And what exactly have you learned about me?
You try to be a decent man, Dr. Reed. And you're trying to make a difference. That's more than most mortals I've ever met.
That's quite a statement, Miss Howcroft.
But there is more, isn't there? Your interest for my condition. Your subtle innuendos. Are we the same, Doctor?
No. I'm worse than you, Thelma. We both pretend to be something we're not. But my deceptions are far more malignant.
For once I sense real honesty in your voice, Dr. Reed. Somehow that frightens me.
Judging by the look in your eyes, there is something you want.
Listen to my voice, Jonathan. You can't refuse to answer my questions.
Она меня гипнотизирует.
Speak now. Tell me about you and that fancy red-headed lady.
You mean Lady Ashbury? What about her?
Don't resist me. Answer now, Doctor. What's really going on between you two?
It's complicated. She's so secretive. I'm not sure I can really trust her.
Now, Jonathan. I want you to forget we had this little conversation. You can get back to what you were doing.
Окей, ладно. Блин, это самый угарный персонаж.
Do you think about Thomas's death sometimes?
Every night. I did not want to kill him. I liked him. And now those hunters want me dead.
You're safe as long as you stay here. Those people who hunted you have learned their lesson. I can assure you.
These walls will not protect me, Doctor. They will never forget the crime I've done. And nor will I.
You are a patient here, Miss Howcroft. Someone with real needs who deserves peace and treatment. I will protect you.
Don't be ridiculous, Doctor. How could a mortal
Блин, я
carry
не
all
смогу
the
ей
pain
сказать,
of the
что она не
world on his
убийца больше, да?
shoulders? I should be far more cautious.
You're no murderer, trust me. Only a fool would believe otherwise.
How long before other mortals start hunting me? As always, blood is the only price for blood.
Блин, прикольно.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Так.
Bred with no respect.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Появилась.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Someone's poached my blanket. Cold to death.
Так, надо посмотреть, там сдвинулось ли как-нибудь дело касательно вот чувака, у которого поврежден.
Good evening.
По-моему, все проговорили.
I have to go now, sir. But
Про мамашу его.
Good evening.
goodbye, Mrs.
I will not let you down, my...
Давно уже тут не был, просто все позабывал.
Good evening.
Good evening. Чё?
Goodbye for now, Mr.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Окей. Окей. Ладно, пошли проанализируем кровь. Сейчас я еще кое-что гляну. Мне интересно, здесь ли еще этот Лей? Так, Лей еще здесь.
Miss, please, I feel sick. Get over here now.
Кто тут так орал? Отсюда вроде бы. А, кстати, еще с главврачом, пожалуй, сейчас переговорим.
Not now.
А, блядь. Так. Аж были. Не совсем понял. Понимаю, кто это. Сложилось впечатление, что главврач, на самом деле. Ну, как-то это немного подходило, типа он мне влюблен. Называет ее милой девочкой. Так, лекарство есть. Образец крови Резвана. Выродка выносливости.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Слышь, псина, вот все, что у тебя пациентов-то едят.
Could I get your professional opinion?
Где у вас карточки вообще в вашу бесплатную столовую?
But I have something important.
This strain of flu. It's very...
Really? What?
We're facing something new here, Dr. Swansea.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the...
This is very interesting. Did you find some...
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile...
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stole, that would...
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think
Он
about
хочет
the
получить мою кровь,
possibilities.
чтобы самому стать вампиром.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I...
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
Стала вампиром.
My sister.
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please...
I need to talk...
Please do.
So you manage a hospital financed by a vampire?
Yes. Pembroke was founded by Lady Ashbury.
She's also our largest donor.
A convenient yet expensive way to have a fresh supply of blood on hand, day and night, don't you think?
All vampires drink blood by nature. Me, I praise the lady's exemplary moral fiber.
If I may inquire, how did you meet her?
Well, Jonathan, she sought me out and offered me the position. It's been a very profitable partnership for both parties.
Nurse Crane will not be returning to Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, really? Did something happen? She seems such a very capable woman.
Perhaps too capable. Nurse Crane also ran an illicit dispensary in Uайтчепеле. I had to ask for her resignation.
I see. Well, we'll just have to manage without her assistance.
Блин, я думал, этот вариант будет вообще другим. Мол, он типа скроет, скажет, уволится, все такое там.
Do you know anything about the vampire hunters in the East End?
Without a doubt, it's the Guard of Prewen. Zealots to the last man.
Where do they come from?
Once they shared the Brotherhood's ideology on non-intervention, but they concluded vampires were a scourge.
They're definitely well organized and equipped.
They're extremely dangerous and not to be trifled with. To them, you're a feral beast, and I, your accomplice.
Ну, так-то их можно понять.
We'll talk later.
Мне кажется, главным будет кто-нибудь все-таки святой. Слишком крутые эффекты сделали на святое сияние, на атаку крестами. Чтобы не использовать это. Хотя, может и правда древний вампир какой-то. В принципе, у вампиров теневые тоже как бы. До Стоунбриджского кладбища. Это позже. Так, что у нас еще за навыки интересные есть? То есть это 200 всем вокруг. Это 400 конкретной цели. Всем поблизости 230. Давайте посмотрим. Ну, это вообще какое-то бесполезное хрень. Патроны мне и не горят. Исчезновение Уайтчепеле. На последние несколько недель без вести пропали десятки людей. Свидетели выстраиваются в очередь, чтобы сообщить полиции о таинственных исчезновениях. Подобное происходит по всей стране, но в последние 24 часа подавляющее большинство обращений поступило в участок одного района лондонского Уайтчепела. Блин, ну я ж там столько всего хорошего сделал. Просто из-за того, что я загипнотизировал эту медсестру, все полная жопа. Пиздец, блядь. Презираемый и ненавидимый всеми Истенд вновь оставлен на произвол судьбы. Несмотря на показательное бездействие властей, многочисленные местные жители все же доложили в ближайший полицейский участок о необъяснимых исчезновениях своих родственников и соседей. Что случилось со всеми пропавшими? Где они? Единственное, что их связывает, тяжелое состояние здоровья и нужда медицинской помощи. До недавнего времени местные получали ее в секретной амбулатории, которую держали неизвестные добрые самаритяне. Теперь же она закрылась. А как было ее оставить? Там же был вариант только загипнотизировать, заставить ее уволиться. А что за пиздец? Блять, что-то я, наверное, неправильно сделал. Она закрылась, и хозяева давно не дают о себе знать. Нашли ли исчезнувшие другую, более тщательно скрытую больницу? Может быть, их тайно перевезли в официальную больницу. Рано или поздно комитету здравоохранения при совете лондонского графства придется... Уайтчепеле как бы тяжелое состояние осталось. То есть, если бы я все-таки как-то... Блять, она пропала! Пиздец. Это столб общества. Пиздец, блядь. О судьбе столпа общества сообщила пресса. Но это мы ее загипнотизировали, и она пропала, ушла куда-то. Блядь, может, ее надо было заставить уволиться, может, она на месте осталась, там какую-то местную практику открыла. О, бляха-муха. Тут-то что случилось? Блять, переутомление у троих. 4 переутомления, 5 переутомлений, 6 переутомлений. Ничего не известно. Блять. Пиздос. Так, пошли, короче, к мамаше этого маньяка. И маньяка, короче, у меня, я так понимаю, не идеальный получился вариант. Грустно. Так, ладно, кого там надо вылечить? Харви Фидик. Был кто это? Со сломанной рукой. Скептик. Кладбище. Очкарик. Педрила и мамаша. Так, значит, бежим сюда, 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 сюда. Начинаем путь со скептиком. Опа. Вы опять восстановились? Показалось. Так. Ты скептик у нас, да? Стой.
I'm quite busy right now.
Что-то мы, кстати, о нем еще не знаем.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself.
А ладно, не выебывайся.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between...
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed.
Ну так получается.
We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
This shift never ends.
Good evening.
Good evening, Doctor.
Is there anything...
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately...
Perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll...
Oh, sweet girl.
Seems to be falling apart.
Reads me like a book.
But in the circumstance... Good evening.
Do you require medical...
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No. I...
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you...
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Так, теперь сторож в морге. Блин, что-то я не помню, как. По-моему, проще к нему пройти.
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral.
Да,
Mary.
такая себе история.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need...
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy. And that is a good thing. Please, of course.
Правильно. Мне чуть на секунду показалось, что я упустил. Что я упустил возможность сходить на кладбище, что все закончилось уже. Так, кто там у нас остался? Эти мы дали всем. Бранаган и Милтон. Бранаган обычно на выходе, Милтон Хукс тоже где-то. Бранаган.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you require...
I will be fine.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people.
I'll try, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need...
Лэй стоит, побухивает пивко. Блин, хороший человек.
Good evening, Milton.
Вообще не парится
Still trying to
о
save
том, что
lives.
вокруг.
Do you need any medical...
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital.
А
Sad
вот
state
с
of
тебя бы я
affairs when
взял
even the
денег.
hospital workers are worried about disease.
Ты же у нас как бы
Our job
такой
brings
весь
us into
умный из
contact
себя.
with all kinds of infections, Milton.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor.
Goodbye,
Разве-
Milton.
Так, ну ладно, что? Все, уже почистила кроватку, да?
Jonathan.
Time is my ally. I'll survive the pain.
I'm here for you, Jonathan. If you ever need to talk.
Tell me, why do you finance this hospital?
I'm lucky to be in a privileged position to help those less fortunate. Kindness takes the edge off the years.
If you'll forgive me, it seems a little hypocritical
И можете
healing
убить, а
those that you
убиваете. Ну,
make
она,
ill.
да, смертельно больных, только которые уже там совсем
We
отходят.
are
типа.
what we are. A paradox. Dead flesh with a lust for life.
And our Dr. Swansea, he's fine with this culling of patients.
Dr. Swansea is a man firmly rooted in the realities of the modern world. He understands what we're trying to achieve here.
Could I ask you some delicate...
Ask, and I will answer if I...
There's so much I want to know. I mean,
Slow down, Jonathan. And please, not all questions should be answered.
Please tell me, are you Lady Ashby?
Yes and no. I was born Elizabeth Samantha Mary Englewood. Out of pure vanity, I cannot tell you when I was born.
Where? I mean, you don't live here.
I have a house in London where I reside with my daughter.
A daughter? Is she,
No. Charlotte is a perfectly normal young lady. And if you must know, I adopted. Perhaps you'll meet her someday.
How do you live with the guilt?
I can't answer that, Jonathan. But we have to accept our nature. Nothing good can come of fighting who we are.
Have you ever killed family?
I will not answer that. In time.
Значит, убивала. Конечно, понятно.
Have you killed someone you've known?
Jonathan, have you forgotten what I do here? I need to meet the men and women I kill.
I'll see you later.
И меня здесь. Сказал, увидимся позже. Хотя на самом деле беда лишь в одной простой вещи. Я не знаю, что я хочу. Не знаю, хочу ли я поубивать весь народ, хочу ли я оставить их живыми. Своеобразный такой мир. И с одной стороны, я бы, допустим, с огромным удовольствием тут половину народа поубивал. С другой стороны, мне интересно, будут ли развиваться их истории. То есть, допустим, Клей этот же, да, будет ли развиваться его история, вернется ли он там к своим вот этим делам бандитским, или же нет. Но у меня есть почему-то подозрение, что история получает развитие, если ты кого-то как раз... Если ты никого не убиваешь, история не уверен, что я прав. Ладно. Наверное, на этом мы эту серию закончим. Она получилась и так довольно-таки длинной. Не знаю, возможно... Мне довольно-таки интересно посмотреть, что и там. Сходить все-таки сюда. А это что такое? Событие. О. Любопытно. Любопытно. Не знал, что тут такое есть. Кстати, сюда, наверное, надо проходить через северные доки, может быть. Я не помню, пытался я или нет. Вест-Энд. Я так понимаю, вот это, кстати, богатый район. Возможно, вот эти тут какие-то. Это, видимо, какая-то вилла. Я так думаю... Да, эту серию мы точно закончим. Скорее всего, все-таки сегодня еще одна серия будет. Больно уж мне интересно посмотреть, что же будет происходить дальше. Поэтому оставайтесь с нами. Все, всем счастливо, всем пока.